Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and it is episode 6 of The Road to Financial Freedom. Now, as I've told you a million times, we're here on this part of the channel to document every single thing we do and how we're going to move forward on our road to becoming financially free. And that is something that's really, really important to me, and one of the main reasons why I set this channel up in the first place. We want to become location free, financially free, and get down to earth with all the kind of people who are in the world doing amazing things, and we want to travel the whole world at the same time. But this particular thing is an update, and I want to tell you exactly where we are and exactly what we've been doing so far. Just look at that, just while I'm here. This is the Derwent River in Derby. See, you think in these citied areas that there isn't little spots of beauty like this, but there is. Now, you might remember that last time I did a financial freedom video, I was talking about the problems with the virtual addresses and trying to link them with the business bank accounts. I had this problem, I am not kidding you, for about 1 whole month. Back and forth, on chat, onto ChatGPT, every single day, ringing them up. You know, I had so many problems, and I've got to say, when it comes to Starling, Monzo, Revolut, all these online banks, the customer service is a little bit shocking. I'm not gonna, it's obviously outsourced to a different country, which I don't mind. I'm a very multicultural person, but there's clearly, you know, a discrepancy in their ability. And it's across the board, so it's not just one of these banks, you know what I mean? It must be something that they're used to. Just again, look at this. This is my walk to work. Just down that beautiful little river, look at that. See, there is beauty. There's beauty in the city, and you just have to be a little bit clever and look where it is. So last time I was talking about these problems that I was having with these virtual addresses, yeah? It just seemed like I couldn't verify a virtual address with a UK business bank account. Some kind of legislation, some kind of problem, some kind of predicament, some kind of issue with their, I don't know, integral makeup was causing it to be a problem. But I managed to solve it, and it was quite easy. All I had to do was use my home address as an operating address for a temporary period of time, get somebody else to sign a letter to say that I live there, send that off with a utility bill, and they're like, right, we can now confirm that this person is a human and does live somewhere in the UK. Okay, step 1. Step 2 was to send a physical card to my virtual mail forwarding address, and then they're going to forward it to me, and then when I receive it, I'll then give them the card number from the front of the card, which then verifies my address. So this is Revolut Business, by the way. They have actually allowed me to use a virtual version of the card and actually start buying things with my virtual card just while my other one comes in the post. And they've also allowed me to put a director's loan into the business and start paying into the business. So I told you that I was doing this work for a company just to try and get some funds to initially invest into this business, which I have been doing. Now, I got my wage and I had to sort out all my life's bills and problems and everything else, and spend a bit of time with my son and spend a bit of money on him, as you do. But this month I've managed to get together £700 as spare income. Now, the old me would have just taken that £700 and gone to the pub and blown it and brought something like clothes or something like that, but we're not doing that now. We're being a little bit more clever about it. The whole point of this is making my money work for me. So it might seem a bit crazy to some people, but £700 of my wage I have put away and invested into my limited company as a director's loan. Now I can pay that back to myself at any point, and I can do that tax-free because I've already paid tax on that money. So this director's loan, it's something that's new to me, but I've done it, and I think that's the cleverest way to pay money into my business. And it just means that, say for example, if over the next few months I do that to the value of £5,000 to £10,000, then at any point, obviously it's a bit of a sucker for inflation, but at any point I can just take that money back out and give it back to myself. Obviously it'll be worth less when they give it back. Another thing I've done is set up my Xero accounting software. Now, I told you before in previous videos that I was either going to use QuickBooks or Xero to be able to manage my finances, because for year 1, or at least for the first 6 months of the year, I'm going to do all my accounts myself. There's a specific reason I'm doing that and not just getting an accountant in from day 1, and that's because I want to become financially savvy with the way that the finances of my business work, just so that when I do get an accountant in, I can fact check them on the things that they're doing, and I understand the process as well. They'll obviously know more about the loopholes and different things like that, but it's only going to be beneficial. The next thing I did is then buy a domain, and I brought this from Google Domains, which is now owned by Squarespace. So it's actually called Squarespace Domains. I brought the domain for my brand new website, course, landing page, and everything else. It's all going to be under a brand new domain, and it was actually really, really cheap. This domain actually only cost me, and it's a .com version as well, which is the most sought after kind, and it only cost me £16 a year for the next 4 years. I'm actually really, really confident that everything is moving in the right direction. The next thing I did is set up a website, and I've actually started building this and using marketing and copywriting techniques, using the power of AI to help me do that as well, to do it from, you know, an intellectual perspective and try and get people to buy as soon as they come on the website. I've been building it. It's going so well. I've also been using stock images and trying to get things to look very, very professional, even to the fact of like the corners of pictures. It is fairly limited, but it is actually really good for where we are on this starting point. The program I've decided to use is called Podia, but nobody will really know that anyway, because they'll just go on to www.mywebsite.com and it'll take them to there, and it's like a drag and drop. But the benefit of using this specific one is I can do quizzes on there, I can do blog posts on there, I can also create a community of people who can come and talk about how it's going and what they're learning, and create something that's off of the general social medias like Facebook and things like that. That is brilliant, and that's essentially where I am, and I just wanted to update you all on it. So let's have a very, very quick recap. We've resolved the business banking issue, paid a director's loan of £700 from my personal bank into there, which I can reclaim at any time. I've invested in a domain. I've also started to create the website and upload different images and different copywriting techniques and start structuring the color and the layout and everything of the website to make it look clean and fresh and modern, and that is basically where I am. We have moved so much since the last video that you would not believe, and this is the power of action. But I could have spent that whole time deliberating on what I actually wanted to do and being like, oh, should I do this, should I do that? But no, when you actually just do it and think, I'll fix it later if it goes wrong, as long as it's not so much of a financial burden that becomes a problem. If you just do it and do the action, then you find I'm actually doing a pretty good job of this, you know what I mean? So we are on the road to financial freedom. Everything has moved forward in the way that we wanted it to. You know what? I'm doing really good in my personal life as well, but we'll talk about that on a different side of the channel. We've still got the Snowden video that's going to be coming to you very, very soon. This will be a short video, but all I was doing was just updating you on everything we've been doing. And if you want to watch another video, or you want to know what happened in the past, you can watch the full Financial Freedom series here, and you can watch the last video with the virtual addresses just here. You have a great day. Let's get rich, baby.
Gotta come back.